everyone, today I'm going to show you how we make notched raised beds at KCCG. We will be demonstrating how to make one 4-foot by 12-foot raised bed out of cedar lumber. You'll need a circular saw, a saw, a power drill, tape measure, a square, a Sharpie, pencil, or pen, and a template. The first thing you want for your template, we use plywood, but if you're just making one raised bed, you can definitely just use a piece of cardboard. It might be easier to modify. What you want to do is make sure that the width of the template exactly matches the width of your board. And then you will also need to make some cuts for where your notches are going to be on the template itself. There is a cut of 4 inches across this way and 1 3/4 inches this way. The lumber you will need are two 2-inch by 8-inch by 12-foot boards, which will make up your 2 long sides of the bed, and one 2-inch by 8-inch by 8-foot board, which you'll cut in half to make your 2 short sides of the bed. Alright, first I'll show you how to make the marks on your lumber. A lot of these 12-foot boards that are rough cut actually have some excess length on it. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you make a mark at exactly 12 feet. So you use your tape measure and your square and put it right at 12 feet and use your Sharpie or pencil or whatever you're using to just make markings to make a straight line across the board. Now that we have the exact dimension of our 12-foot board, we're going to grab our template and we're going to put it right up to that line and make the mark for our notches. All right, now we're going to mark the opposite side, but you want to make sure that you flip your template around so that the notches are basically on the same side of the board. Onto our 8-foot board. So this is going to be your 2 short sides of 4 feet each. First, we'll make a mark at our 4-foot point. Now that's pretty much it for the marks. Now on to the cutting. All right, now we're gonna make the cuts on our 8-foot board. As you can see, I'm doing this by myself, so you'll definitely need, if you're gonna do it by yourself, something heavy or clamps to be able to secure the board on the table, because I'm gonna take it off halfway so that I can make my first cut to cut the board in half. For that, I will first need the circular saw. I'm going to go ahead and line myself up with the line that we marked and make the cut. Okay, now we're going to cut up the notches. First, we start out with the circular saw. All right, now we're going to reposition the weight on the board and use our saw to finish the cut. And the reason we put the weight on is because this will vibrate the board quite a bit and it can get a little crazy. So you want to make sure you get the tightest fit as possible on your notches. So sometimes you'll have a little excess inside from the cuts. You can use your saw to clean it up a little bit. Okay, now that I've notched both sides of the board, we're going to go ahead and pre-drill them, which will make nailing or screwing them way easier and prevent any kind of splitting on the wood. All right, now we're gonna cut the first 12-foot board. First cut I'm gonna make is to remove that excess, 1/4 inch or so. All right, so we just went over how to cut an 8-foot board to make your short 4-foot sides, as well as 2 12-foot boards for your long sides on a raised bed. So let's go see how you put together a raised bed.
All right, the first step is to put your garden bed together. Okay, then you'll need your hammer and your 4 nails, because we did those pre-drilled holes. So we like to stand over the beds, put your nail in, okay. Then you're gonna do this on the 3 other corners and your bed will be built. Now that I've built my garden beds, I've moved them to their permanent spot. So I picked this spot because it's really close to my water. There's no trees in the way, so it's gonna get plenty of sunlight, and it's level ground, which is what we need. So the next step is to use something like coffee bags or cardboard to line your beds, because I wanna grow vegetables, not grass. So I'm gonna first put these down before I do my soil. Now it's time to fill our beds with the garden soil. I've chosen a lovely 50-50 blend of topsoil and compost. Check out our guide to see where we like to source it from. And then I recommend you grab a friend to help you with this part. And you'll just keep doing this until you fill the bed all the way up to the top. We'll be done in no time. And there you have it, your garden bed.